What's going on in here?
Production meeting.
It drops like I can't take my eyes off it. Moving so phenomenally. Come on, like the way we rock it. So don't stop it. It's under the lights when everything goes. Nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, well, you already know. You just imagine. I can see that you're when you dance. It's not on you, so just dance. All those things I shouldn't do, but you dance. And it ain't nobody to leave your space, keep dancing.
Nice. But we had to stop the music. Again, irony. Hello, everybody. Today is Wednesday, June 10th, 2020. Thanks for coming on the show with us. We really appreciate it. Like always, it's Miss Espinette, Mr. Miles, and me, Mr. V, here to do the afternoon Long Beach Middle School radio show announcements with you. Like always, we're going to start today's show with the Pledge of Allegiance led by our very own Mr. Miles.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and justice for all.
Thank you. We do have two very special birthday wishes going out to Aiden Donnelly and Janiyah Pearl. Happy birthday, guys. Now, again, keeping up with our evolving technology and the way we do things here, Mr. Miles does have our new camera set up straight at the beach. How's the weather out there, Mr. Miles?
Well, it's another beautiful, breezy beach day, people. As you can see, I'm at the lake, but if you're looking at my other camera, we're at the beach. And so get out there, get that vitamin D, enjoy yourself, but after the show. How about that? After the show. It's beautiful outside. Take advantage of it. It's not even packed. It's like a local Long Beach day today, so enjoy it.
I think I can count how many people are on the beach. There's like 10 people. That's great.
Yeah. And they're kind of social distance.
Kinda. They're working on it. It's okay. We're getting there.
They're almost there.
What's our quote of the day?
Oh, this one's a good one. It's from our Mr. Magic Johnson. You remember him back when you used to watch NBA, right? If somebody says no to you or you get cut, Michael Jordan was cut his first year, but he came back and he was the best ever. This is what you have to have. The attitude that I'm going to show everybody, I'm going to work hard to get better and better. So you don't have to make it the first go around, guys. You just got to get better, come back again. Don't quit. Keep coming back until you get where you want to be. Thank you, Magic Johnson. We have a lot of trust and faith because we know that it takes so many chances to make our dreams come true. What do you got going on, Miss Caroline Espinette, with the people of the day and the song of the day?
Thank you. Today's song of the day is I Can't Fight This Feeling by Justin Timberlake because I just can't. It's just a good feeling today. I felt good. Let's learn about the person of the day. Person of the day is Greta Thunberg. Yes, a 17-year-old Swedish environmental activist who championed the cause of climate change and let kids know, hey, you can do something about the future because the future is yours to protect. So, everyone, get out there, get inspired. You are never too young to have your voice heard. Thank you. Back to you, Mr. Miles.
All right, we got a few announcements. Congratulations, number one, to our 8th grade classmates who are now moving up. A reminder that the moving up ceremony is this Friday, June 12th at 5 p.m. So please come out and show your support for our 8th grade class. They want to see you. We want to see them. LBMS is still celebrating Black History through music on our LBMS radio show page on YouTube. So you can join us there. If you didn't come to the concert or you didn't get to see the culmination of our Black History Month presentation, you can definitely check us out on YouTube, like, and subscribe. By the way, we are up to 71 subscribers. Amazing!
I know.
1,114 views. These people, we're becoming super popular. We're going viral. You don't even know it. Neither do we. And so just come on, join the bandwagon. This is a time to get on the bandwagon. Get on the bandwagon, the LBMS radio show bandwagon. That is. Mr. V, what do we got going on today?
Like always, we're reminding everybody to write a letter to your future self on futureme.org. Write a letter to your future self on futureme.org. There, you can reflect on the 2020 school year and read it in the future, way in the future, far away from now, where you can reflect on how your experiences went during this school year. I just checked up on the radio show thing while I was doing my speech. We're at a 1,133 views.
133, oh my God.
I know. We're super awesome, guys.
Let me tell you,
crazy.
you guys on Monday are going to miss us. So get on that channel and
I know.
click like and subscribe.
Watch us all the time.
Woo!
But it's not all about us. It's about you guys. And who better to have a flip the script episode than our very own Mrs. Arkow. Hello, Mrs. Arkow. How are you?
Hello. I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. I think we're all fantastic,
We're
right?
fantastic.
It's a fantastical day.
So we challenged Mrs. Arkow to interview us because we've done so many interviews, but do you guys really truly know us on the radio show?
Let's
don't
put
know.
you in the hot seat. Let's see how this goes.
And who better to do that than Mrs. Arkow, who very silently judges everybody
Right.
from the shadows.
Only in the best possible way. I have my iced tea because it's National
Cheers.
Iced Tea Day, and I know
Iced
that
tea.
I'm Miss Mason and her post, so I have my
Yep.
iced tea. And that's my first question. How do you guys and gals like your iced tea?
Oh.
Let
Oh.
me see.
Oh boy. All right, let's go down the line. Let's do Espinette, me, and Miles. Let's do that.
I have my iced tea right here. I like it sweet and lemony. Thank you. And iced, very cold.
I enjoy it's got a little raspberry in it. Throw a little raspberry splash in my iced tea. That's
I like
all I
that one
need.
too.
You know?
Yes.
You know, well, you've already said everything that you need to say. It's got to be sweet. It's got to be iced. It's got to have lemon and or other fruit in it. That's it.
Oh, I like that. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Now, what is like your favorite book that you've read, or a new book that you've read that you really want to tell people about? Looking for some book recommendations.
Oh, I've flashed this book many a time, and I'm using it to hold up the computer, but I'll show it. And I didn't even know you were going to say that. But I'm reading this right now, Michelle Obama's Coming.
I love it.
And I have watched the Netflix special on it, and it was really fascinating to me because it gives an eye into a world of before people are super famous, like how Michelle Obama not only became First Lady, but how she became herself as an adult, a career woman, then a wife and a mom, then First Lady, and then what is she becoming next? Like that, we're always evolving. So I kind of like that because I look back at myself and say how many different things I've done and how you're always changing. So you always have to be ready for setting those new goals. So I kind of really like that book a lot.
Nice. I'm writing it down, by the way.
Awesome. Well, my last whole book, because I haven't finished any of the current books that I'm reading now. One is by James Baldwin, and the other by Ta-Nehisi Coates. But we're going to get to the last one I actually finished reading, which was, can you see it? New Kid.
Oh, okay. Yes,
New
I've
Kid.
seen that cover. I can't. Yes.
New
There you
Kid
go.
by Jerry Craft. Very good graphic novel about a kid moving into a new school, dealing with the new challenges of newness. 8th graders would appreciate that. And 5th graders coming in would also appreciate that. That you got to learn a lot of things and you got to get in where you fit in. You know, to still be you, maintain the very essence of who you are, but also leave your branches, I guess, leave your arms open to receive other people so you can learn about them and you can be part of the new collective. I like that.
I like it. Nice.
My book, something I didn't read recently, but I'm just reading a bunch of National Geographic magazines as they come to my house every month. But
Ooh.
being the history nerd that I am, I do have this right here.
Ooh.
1421, the year China discovered America. This is
Oh.
one of my favorite books because it does give a lot of compelling evidence to prove that it was before Columbus, it was before anybody else, and they managed to sail around not just America, but the whole world in their giant box ships. And all that information was lost to us because when China closed its ports, it decided we're cutting off contact with the outside world. We're burning all our ships and the outside information we gathered. So that was one of my favorite things to read, and the evidence is very compelling. Is it true? I'm going to believe the guy who did the evidence on it for now.
Nice. This is very interesting. I also wrote that title down. Oh, I love this. All right. What who is there a teacher that you have had that you think fondly of? There's somebody that had an impact on you in your growth. So
Absolutely. I still remember to this day, 6th grade teacher, Mrs. Vallone. I still keep in touch with her. When I submitted, I had to write an essay to get into my master's program, I referenced her because I remember I had like a hard time in 6th grade. I used to get everything like this. I was cool. Something happened in 6th grade where I was just like having trouble like grasping it all, and I was like so upset with myself, and she just had a way with, helping kids through it. Just calm. She used to read to us, and just, I don't know, it's just something that stuck with me. And Mrs. Vallone, still remember her today.
nice.
Wow, I guess I'm gonna have to go to high school for this one.
Okay.
Miss Carroll. Miss Carroll was a very prominent, well-read, well-spoken English teacher who accepted nothing but excellence in her classroom. And when you get through, especially if you're in like AP and things of that nature, and you think, oh, I got this, I'll coast a little bit. And then she pushes you to work as hard as you're ever going to work in your life and fails you whenever, even though you think, well, I did everything but that. And you're like, well, that was part of it, and that's why you're failing. And then I had to come back and make an A in that class, and she pushed me. Loved Shakespeare because of her. Loved literature probably because of her. She was the bomb, Miss Carroll.
I love it.
My favorite teacher that sticks with me was actually in college. She was my college advisor, my history advisor, and her name is Sister Frances. She was 4 feet tall, and she had a raspy voice. I gotta tell you something about history. And she was great, and she motivated me to keep studying. And I wanted to take a history of Japan class in college, but you can only take it if you were going on the trip to Japan. I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to learn the history. And she managed to pull some strings, and she got me in the class because she supported me in making sure I got to explore every aspect of the content I wanted to explore. And she really stuck with me, and she was really great and helped me out through college. It was awesome.
So I love that each of your experiences ran the gamut of, except for elementary, well, 6th grade could go either way, but like it really ran the gamut, and it shows for students that maybe have not connected with a teacher yet that there's still a lot of time, and you have a lot more teachers and educators to interact with and really get inspired with, and you can find those inspirations at various points too. So, thank you. And you didn't even know what the questions were, so we didn't even plan that.
We could say that for once. We really don't know what the questions are.
No.
Do you have a aha moment when you realize that, like, how much you love Long Beach Middle School? Is there a moment?
I start with that one. Long Beach Middle School specifically, right?
Yes, yes.
Being from Long Beach and having been at that school, when I became, I guess, around 2021, after I was in college and working for City Hall or whatever, I hated middle school students. Look, I got to tell the truth. I hated the students. I was helping doing something with testing. And I was like, I can't take these kids. I can't take these kids. Then some years passed, and I got into the high school. I left City Hall and came into the high school. And I don't know what happened. High school was good. That was a sweet spot for me. Did Nike, loved it. But when I got to that middle school, when I got there and those kids are like wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready for the world, want to experience some new things, kind of scared at the same time. And they just start gravitating. You're like, why are these kids around me? Why do they like me? What is going on? And you're like, I used to hate them, but I'm in love with these kids and I don't know what's going on here. What happened to me? What happened to them? They are the best children to work with, in my personal opinion, because they are malleable and flexible. They're open to suggestion, but they're still going to try some things and explore independently. I love that whole mix-up and mash-up of who they're trying to become from 6th to 8th grade. It's amazing.
Love it.
I think it was like, I would say like 3 years ago. I kind of felt like after 2 years of doing what I was doing, I kind of knew what I was doing. And maybe it helped that Alonzo came into the school at that time too. But, you know, there were kids who outside of ENL, where, you know, we work mostly with ENL kids, but there were kids that were outside of ENL who were giving me, you know, like, thanks, Missy, you know, just that, like, that kind of made me feel like, oh, I got this. Okay, I got this. And I like this place because the kids felt like we weren't just that department. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we branched out and like everybody saw us as part of the school.
It's amazing when that moment happens, when you're like, oh, yeah, so that's beautiful. All right, Mr. V.
I think my moment would be Frost Valley 3 years ago. It was like my first overnight field trip that I ever been on with students, and away from home, like 2 hours away, 2.5 hours away. But just being there and seeing these kids, I remember the student Jeffrey actually went running into the forest because he saw a deer, and he's never seen a deer up close before. And just seeing his reaction to being like, did you see it? Yeah, dude, you're going to trip on roots and rocks. You got to slow down. He goes, but did you see it? I did see it. I got pictures and a video. It was really cool how it blends in, right? He goes, yes. And then going up to the waterfall, and I've never seen a waterfall this close before. And just seeing that you can give people a mind-boggling experience at that age and even away from home, it was just like, this is great. And seeing like everybody waking up early in the morning and seeing the frost on the ground, but then there's a deer in the field, and everybody would just sit there and just look at it. And it was like, I know they're everywhere. Like if you like you'll see a whole bunch more, but it was their first time seeing an animal that we just maybe see like eating grass on the side of the road. And we're like, oh, cool, a deer. But it was their first time, and that was the moment I was like, this is a great age. Let's show them weird things. Let's do that. That's fantastic.
I love it. I love it. So those are all really beautiful moments. So thank you. All right. What is a song you have on repeat? Like there's a song right now that you are just like feeds your soul, or like gets you going. And you're like, yes.
It's funny because I've been listening over and over again, maybe just to get the view counts up, Black History Month celebration, and listening to the choir sing Total Praise, which then yesterday I heard on the news because it was part of an event that was on the news yesterday, and I was like, wow, like that song just like, especially through everything we're going through, that it's just a calming song, and it's just like, we're gonna get there, it's gonna be okay, we're gonna make it, it's all gonna be fine. And it's just like, it's my spiritual moment of the day.
I love it. I love it. All right.
V.
Miles.
I'm still thinking, because the song I'm thinking about now, considering what's happening in the world today, is that Sam Cooke Change Gonna Come. I also saw it on TV the other day, and it has been playing consistently throughout the week. And I was like, you know, I gotta listen to him more. I just gotta. He's feeding my soul. So
I love it. I love it. All right, Mr. B, what's on repeat for you?
Oh my goodness. Why are you doing this to me? Repeat. I mean, I'm listening to a bunch of podcasts right now, so that's like what I'm doing.
That's those are fun. I love podcasts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm listening right now. I'm listening to Fake Doctors, Real Friends from the guys who did Scrubs, because I love that TV show, and it was just funny to me, like how it was. But to listen to like those two guys like not be friends in the beginning and actually turn out to be friends after the series was over. But it's a nice way to just lighten the mood, get a joke, hear something goofy, and then cleanse the day away and just, all right, this is good. So that's what I'm really listening to on repeat right now. Not really a song.
Awesome. I love it. That's fine. Listen, whatever feeds your soul, right?
Mhm.
If you had to put one item in an educational time capsule, what would it be and why?
Oh, gosh.
It's a thinker.
One item.
Yes.
I mean, I like maps. I would put like just a map in there. Really get it in there. Show where people are. Show the world. Let people understand like we're all on this planet together. Just a map. Just a whole world, a globe. I don't care. Just know where you are on this planet and know that where you're talking about or who you're talking about is like right next door to you. And I would do that. That's me. I just like maps.
I like it. All right, cool.
I think like almost like a textbook, just to see like how things have changed, because even the textbook we have, because of technology of things being digital and it's updated, like I think back to the textbooks when I was back in the old days, you know, like our textbooks to what is taught now, to what is taught, you know, we're going to be taught in the future. How is 9/11 viewed now? You know, when it actually, we live through it. What's going to be written about that in 20 years? What's going to be written about this moment? You know, like, is it going to be this? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be a whole book? So I like that as a snapshot of what we were learning or what we were learning from, and then what, you know, make our own decisions on what actually happened moving forward.
How long will this chapter be? Or
Yeah.
this chapter be, which is a crazy thing to think of. Like,
I feel like I want to say I'm torn. My first answer was going to be a yearbook, because it hits a lot of the themes that we're talking about. It hits what was happening at the time, what was popular at the time, what people looked like, what they were doing at the time, and how we have changed from that, whatever it is. And the next thing I think would be, which kind of goes with it, would be like a Time magazine or something like that, or maybe a People magazine, where you're seeing what was pop culture, what was being discussed, what were the highlights of that particular year, and how far removed they are going to be from it in the future.
That's a good one. By the way, I'm sorry, some of these questions, and I probably should give shout outs to people that like had suggested them. Miss Murphy that she wanted to know the memorable teacher. Miss Frank wanted the aha moment, and Miss Bino wanted to know about the time capsule. So she's the one with the think. She's the thinker. So, and Miss Smith wants to know, and I do too, because now I'm getting really hungry thinking about this. What is your ultimate meal?
Oh, I'll tell you right now.
Oh, tell me.
Right now, spaghetti and meatballs. My mom's spaghetti and meatballs. She would get a big batch of chopped meat, make the meatballs, freeze them, and then we would just take them out and cook like whatever we needed, and they would be like crunchy on the outside because they were broiled. They're not very Italian, but it was like our way of doing it. But that's comfort food. That was my comfort food.
I love it. I love it. All right. How hungry will I be? Will everybody be at the end of this segment?
Meatloaf.
Go first.
I got it. Meatloaf and mashed potatoes with some green beans on the side.
Oh.
That is because you could do anything you want to meatloaf. Anything.
True that.
You can add whatever sauces, you can add whatever spices, and you got a nice thick
maple bacon. Wrap it in maple bacon.
It's so good. And you can do anything with it. It's just a loaf of meat. It's like your canvas. You can do whatever you want. You can add whatever you want. And you just get some nice thick mashed potatoes with a nice crispy green bean.
Totally Jackson Pollock that.
Okay, well, I'm a big foodie, so here goes. Chuleta frita with costilla a la barbecue with a side of homemade macaroni and cheese with
Mm.
some string beans too on the side. Also maybe some cabbage or collard greens on the side, cooked with the smoked some kind of meat in it. Um, with also some homemade apple pie,
Okay.
banana pudding,
Uh,
and
you went for a whole meal, Mr. Miles. We said
she said it. She
I
said
did. I
it.
did. Ultimate meal. Ultimate meal.
Ultimate.
That
And
is.
then I would have to have some sort of ice cream, like a butter pecan, some kind of creamy something to go with that apple pie. I gotta heat that apple pie.
I was actually going to ask you. You didn't mention the banana pudding. I was going to say, would you be adding some banana pudding to that menu? Because
Oh, yes.
you know.
Cannot have a barbecue rib or a fried pork chop without the banana pudding at the end. You need that cool refreshment to take all of the heaviness from the
Yes.
other.
Yes.
And it's fruit in it. If it's fruit, it's good for you. Apple pie and banana pudding. Come on.
That is right.
Even though it's deep fried, it's still delicious.
That's right. That's right.
So Mr. Badgett wants to know, what are some positive things you've done for yourself to help you get through this pandemic? Like, how many times have you made banana pudding
No.
during this pandemic?
Definitely once.
And can I stop by? Can you drop some down if I swing by?
On a pulley system right out the window.
Cooking has definitely been one of the things that's helped me get through this pandemic. Normally, I don't have time to do that. Normally, it's Wendy's or a salad or who knows what they're serving in the cafeteria. God help us all, but we love you. When I started, we started out with ground turkey, so it was burgers and spaghetti. Then we elevated up our bolognese sauces. We did all of that good stuff. We started getting into desserts. I made some cakes, some hummingbirds, some carrots, some banana pudding, some pies, some key lime, some lemon meringue, and then we just went into everything: steaks and potatoes, all that kind of stuff. And then my Wednesday, if those who are friends with me on Facebook know that I go live. And it used to just be like a weather forecast or complaining about the weather forecast.
I have seen some snow reports.
Yes, and I report right here from the balcony. You can see it right here. And those things have helped me maintain mental stability, giving me that mental health piece that I need, because I'm an extroverted introvert. So I don't actually need to have contact with people, but I do need to speak to them from time to time. And they have to speak back. So those two things have helped me considerably.
For me, it's been, I take a daily 7-mile bike ride. I go, I live on one end of the West End. I go all the way down to Lido Towers and back. It's about 7 miles. And if I feel aggressive, I go to Point Lookout, which is 14 miles. But that happened twice, and it didn't happen again because it was a little too aggressive. And I listen to audiobooks while I'm on the bike. So it's kind of a way to stop watching the news, stop watching the TV. I don't have to help my kids with their work. I'm not thinking about, it's just me and the bike, listening to somebody talk. That's it.
I love it. All right, Mr. V.
I want to say I spent a lot of time playing video games in quarantine, but I really haven't. And that's kind of a surprise for me because that was a nice way for me to unwind. But I've been just hanging out, sitting out on my porch, just taking in the world, staying away from the news as much as possible, and really just kind of living my own life at home.
He dresses the dog, too.
I do dress the dog. He's wearing sunglasses right now. That was another way.
It's so bright.
Yeah.
You have to wear shade.
I planted a little apple tree in my backyard, so I enjoy doing that. And he's budding right now. He's got flowers on him already. So
nice.
A week of being in the soil and with some ash from the fire pit really boosted him up. So I enjoyed doing that, just getting a little yard work in there and planting something that's good for everybody at some point. But it's really just taking time to myself and just not really paying attention to too much outside. But that's just me. That's what I
Yeah.
do.
Nice. All right. I love it. I love it. You guys are really good interviewees.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
You might, I guess, you know, you've gotten so good at asking questions, but you're also really good at answering questions. So that's awesome.
You know, we spent a lot of time asking these questions to people, and I think it makes us just really think about those questions as well. So we got a lot to say.
I love it.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Well, y'all know I usually have a lot to say, so I respect that.
That's why you're here. That's why you're here. That's why you're the perfect person for this. That's why.
Have just like a nice conversation. This is lovely.
I know, and I want to continue the conversation, but I just looked at the time, and we're running kind of long. So
Sorry.
unfortunately, the Get to Know Us segment of today is over. Thank you, Miss Arkow, for doing this for us.
Thank you for allowing me. I love it. Thank you. I love learning more about you.
And I don't want to spoil too much, but I know Mr. Badgett also asked, is this something we're going to continue into next year? We're looking into it.
Our people are in negotiations currently with their people. We'll see what happens.
So this is something our current students really enjoy. This is something that maybe we can get you to participate in as well. So again, not ruining too much because we gotta look into it, but it's something we're hoping to continue. So that was a good question to throw in there as well.
That would be amazing.
It would.
I think there's a nice lightness to this that's like a lot of fun. And who doesn't need a little bit more fun in their life?
Yes, and Ms. Arkow, it would be great if you could, be a segment on the show that is called Tea Time. You want to do that? How does Tea Time sound?
I'm down. You could also ask Arkow. I love
Ask
it.
Arkow.
Ask Arkow. I like that. That's a good one. Oh, she's so good at this. Ah! All right.
Okay.
Excited.
She came ready. She came ready. Get her contract.
Thank you again, Miss Arkow. I hope we can do something next year, too. I hope everybody looks forward to that. Just taglined herself. She did. Yes, Miss Musinski, she sure did. We got plugs for the next 2 days, and then we're off the air for the summer, guys. Tomorrow we have our very own Mr. Lundwall doing beach safety. This is a yearly thing he loves to do going into the summer. We are an island community, so I ask that everybody spread the word about that. Mr. Lundwall is doing beach safety with us tomorrow. And then finally on Friday, we have our summer book recommendations for the last time coming from Miss Van Loon from the library. She might come live from the library. I don't know. It's Friday. She might just hang out there all day. I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're off the air, guys, for the summer. So we got 2 great shows coming up. Please spread the word about those 2 shows. Keep watching us on LBMS Radio Show on YouTube if you missed anything or you want to catch up with us. And we remind everybody to stay home.
Stay safe.
Be healthy and remember.
We're all in this together. Yay!
Hercules. Hi, Miss McMahon, Miss Smith, Miss Pellegrino.